Hello, 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 and welcome to one of the last, really, of this season of the ENG Youth Netball Premier League review show.
It is the last. It is the last. I'm away next week.
Come on, mate. You say that like last season, and then we've done about 20 extras. So I'm just going to throw it out there that there may be a possibility there might be another one.
You never know.
We've got the Netball Cups coming up, mate.
True.
There you go. See, I knew it, people. You heard it here first. So
because we have to do the live draw for the under-11s and under-14s Netball Cup.
Right, good point. There's that.
So that will be on. I'll tell you, if you're up for it and you're not at the Stansted Racecourse, Stansted Banger Racing, on June the 2nd, we could do a Sunday special.
I think there is a one on June the 2nd. But I'll write it down. There we go.
So we could do like a Super Sunday special live stream.
Yeah, but if I haven't got you for the weekend or Stansted, mate, I want to enjoy my weekend. You know what I'm saying?
So you're with me on June the 1st. So potentially, if you want to come.
No, there. Why don't we do it on June the 1st?
Oh. At what point?
I don't know. Straight away. Let's mix it up. Let's try something different. What'd you say, people? Let us know in the comments. Don't forget you can subscribe to us. We're on all the social media channels. You can find us. If you can't find us, then how? Why? We're everywhere. We're constantly updating.
Well, I'll tell you what we could do. What we could do then. So after the under-11s, under-14s Netball Cup event on June the 1st,
yeah.
After the under-14s one, we will sit down at your laptop desk and we'll invite a couple of players from the under-14s competition to sit with us. And we'll do a little spinny wheel thing.
Oh, there we go. Yeah, there we go.
We'd have to. It's a bit of a pipe dream because I know how tired we get after these things. So probably not. But Sunday's more viable.
Yeah. Good point. There is a lot there actually that goes on, and I've got to set it all up. But yes, good point. We are very tired after, to be fair. Right, and also we got to get out. There's that thing as well because they want to go home. Or the people who like work there. So we got Ellie in the background, by the way. People,
but we'll bring Ellie in. We'll bring Ellie in a minute. But what we do is so this week, last weekend, my stubbornness was successful in the end. I had a dream.
I had a dream.
I visualized it. I had to go through some thorny brambles to get to where I needed to go. But I got it done in the end because I'm stubborn, and if I get an idea in my head, I'm one of those people. If I want to achieve something, I'll do it. But there pretend even if it's carnage in my way, I could fall out of everyone. I could waste loads of money, but as long as I get it done,
that's usual carnage. So you just mean extra carnage, yeah?
Just got it done. So the backstory is, I wanted to create an alternative competition from our grand finals. Because it's frustrating watching girls kind of on the cusp of getting into the grand finals, but potentially not having the experience or the exposure they need to push on to that next stage. I call it the Tottenham effect, in the sense of you need to win something before you can actually think about winning something, right? You know, go and win the League Cup, go and win like a smaller cup to set yourself up for bigger victories. And that's how I felt some of the clubs were on the borderline of, like, you can see that they've got a lot of potential to push on, but how do you spring them into the right direction? Well, they need to feel what it's like to win. They need to feel the intensity of a big national tournament. They need to play against different teams to kind of build that experience up. They need to cry. They need to laugh. They need to be joyous. They need to argue with their coach. They need all of that to develop them as players. And last season we had so many teams drop out. I had to ditch it, but then and I lost £1,500 in deposit for a venue because of it. So this season I was very adamant. I said to the clubs for 9 months, this is what we're doing. Please don't enter the league unless you're willing to fulfill that commitment. And luckily 95% of the clubs adhered to the commitment, and they didn't give us any aggro. Unfortunately, in life, you're never going to have an easy sailing. It's not going to happen. 5% decided it wasn't for them, for what reasons. But to be honest, they missed out on a fantastic competition. in terms of match play, in terms of the idea of developing the teams, it was a huge success, a massive success. There's other parts of it that weren't as great a success, but then I think those other parts, which I'm not going to go into, they come in time.
I don't know what you're talking about, but because I think all teams had a great time, mate. I think it was
I would say more from a business perspective.
Oh, okay.
From a personal business perspective, there's elements of it which was very disappointing. But in terms of what we wanted to achieve in making sure the girls get good access to good high performance netball, and it was a load of fun. To be honest, it was really fun. I really enjoyed it. Like, we have a great banter across the tables, don't we? The live stream, the score takers.
You can't put microphones there as well.
Yeah, it's quite. Do
you know what? I should actually. A lot of you people at home don't realise. Actually, no, I suppose you do, especially if you obviously come and watch it live. But the amount of tech FBL brings to obviously do the live stream, and Rob, your videographer guy, he done a really great video for me actually, which I absolutely love. By the way, I was showing it off yesterday when I was out yesterday. I was showing it off, going, how cool is that? Yeah, but it's quite a lot, isn't it? So, and the girls, and coaches, they love it. I was speaking to a couple of coaches, and they were like loving the live stream and stuff. So, yeah, I know what you're talking about. Some of the bad things that happened on the weekend, but I mean, first shout out to Colin as well. Thank you, Colin.
Yeah.
Big shout out doing the under-15s commentary.
Well, I put a post up. A young girl called Freya did this incredible pass, and it made. I think I had a tee at the time, and I nearly threw the tee up in the air.
I'm not talking to any of you. You, Colin. Actually, Colin was commentating, so I let him off. But you and Jack, because you all went off on one, and I'm like, what did I miss? Because I'm obviously live streaming court B. Jack was doing court A. And I'm like, what did I miss? And Jack's going, oh, that was amazing. And you were going, yeah. And Colin was going, I was like, I felt left out. And I said to Jack, I said, find it when I'm driving back. Yeah. Because I want to know what that was all about. Because he did it on purpose. I can't find it, Dad. I was like, you.
Well, luckily, I thought myself, I've got quite a good photographic memory. So I remembered roughly when it was. And I found it instantly. Because I kind of knew what way they're attacking. I kind of knew it wasn't too late into the game, so I was like, "I'm right." But I put online, Freya turned Colin into a preacher because, oh my God, man, no, and I'm like, he's turned into a preacher.
Yeah, mate, he's brilliant in commentary. Again, thank you, Colin. He is amazing, and I'm telling you, if you to bring him in to commentate, which he done for.
Well, ask him this weekend, Martin. Ask him if he would like to do it.
I've already asked him. I asked him actually a couple of weeks ago. So he can. Cool. He'll do what he can. So it's like the days of getting Hayden involved as well. But I won't go back there.
No, I don't think so.
No. But it's the thing of So I've already got some little things in place, sort of thing. And if he can, he will. But don't forget, he's also being a coach. But But Colin, as always, he's really helpful. So he will try his best to do what he can when he can. So,
well, do you know what? I must have put about 40 or 50 Facebook posts since the weekend. I finally got through it. Yeah. So if my memory is a bit sketchy on scores tonight, I haven't got to the point of uploading scores onto the website and stuff. So I'm just going to work off memory a lot. But we do have a special guest in the room. So that's going to lead us into our first topic of conversation, which is the under-12s competition. Right. I'll just give you a summary of what happened. So as you know, these teams, you have top seeds and you have low end seeds. So this was our 5th to 8th place teams in our Youth Netball Premier League. Don't forget, these are still the top 16 teams in the country. So whether you're 5th to 8th is still a very challenging competitive environment. So 5th is going to be your top seed. 8th was your bottom seed. And the 12s and the 13s, the 7th seeds, which would have been the 3rd seeds in our grand final, they went on to win the competition. So it was good. It was fantastic for that because the competitiveness was quite equal. But the under 12s events, so Wire against Poole was one of the standout games of the opening of the opening games, neck and neck all the way to the end, and Wire managed to score with about 10 seconds to go to win that game. That took him through. Tell you what a terrible memory I've got. Hold on.
Mate, it's a busy weekend. We are there for like.
Shan won their game, but there was a game that I predicted that might be a no, that was 13th. No, see, my memory is definitely playing me up. But Shan did advance along with Wire into the semi-finals. Wire played Bury. Bury won their game. They took on Hatfield. It's all coming now. And Hatfield, I'll tell you what, they've got to be the best 8th place team I've ever seen. They won our Netball Cup in the South. They played against Bury, who, as we all know, one of the top teams in the country historically, and lost by 1 or 2 points. And Bury were on the ropes a lot of that game. And so Hatfield, hats off to you. Get the pun. Done a great job. So Bury, Wire, Shan all advanced to the semis. And then you had Oldham, obviously. They advanced to the semi-finals against AP Saints, who unfortunately rocked up with 6 players for a national final, which is ridiculous, to be honest. So they were destined to always struggle. But when we got to the semi-finals, once again, the top seed Wire, Bury coming into it, they were undone by Wire. Wire on a they had something mentally they were in the right place, and they got past Bury. Then we predicted Shan would beat Oldham just because of the physicality, the height of the players. But Oldham under 11s, they managed to beat them, and I'm going to say they shouldn't. In theory, they shouldn't be doing that. Shan, for me, should have won that game, not because they deserved to win it or not because they were a better team. It's because I just think it exposed kind of a lack of professionalism within the game in sense of managing that environment. I just felt the Oldham girls were managing that environment a lot better,
right.
And the Shan girls were just doing things they don't normally do. There was in some cases a huge height difference between some of the players, and they just weren't maximizing the strengths of their own team. Like when they were feeding the ball into the shooting circle, it was being fed flat. But the young girl who's playing up top, she's really tall. So all you had to do is kind of loop the ball up, and she would grab it every time. But the Oldham girls were taking the ball out the air because the play was too flat, and it was just those little things that they didn't play to their strengths. And I just think that was what let them down big time. But I think if I go back to when I played football, and your coach said to you, so we played for a professional team, and they said, oh, by the way, we've organised a friendly with a local college. I'd rather you tell me I'm playing Real Madrid, because you're expected to beat the college team, and if you don't beat the college team,
you're in trouble.
Then, well, just basically, why are you at a professional club?
Yeah.
So I think
it's like the FA Cup, isn't it? You know when the FA Cup played, and you just see these small little teams, and they just come all the way up, and it's just like, and they're like, oh right, you're playing like Manchester United for your next game because you beat all the other people, and they're like, wow. Would you like to play at home or would you like to play at their venue? Maybe their venue, because the amount of money they make, because it always comes down to money, isn't it? And it's just like, you can make $5,000 at your own venue, or you can make like 500 grand. What do you want to
do? Well, look, I think psychologically those games sometimes on paper they look straightforward, but I think players would probably rather play players their own age, because it's not a good look. It's not a good look. And I think psychologically that went against Shan as well. So when we got to the final, you've got to remember that Wire got beat by Oldham by, I think it was a silly scoreline, which again was not reflective of it wasn't reflective of how good both teams were, because it was a silly scoreline, like 15, 20 points to Oldham. But Wire went on to win the final against Oldham. It went to overtime. I can't remember a final in our Youth Netball Premier League national events that's gone to a final. I don't think we have had a final, so it's the first time ever.
Overtime, extra time.
Yeah, overtime. Oh yeah, sorry. Yeah, overtime. And then Y won by 2 points. So it justified why we did that competition. The Oldham girls were devastated, but obviously they're going to come again. They've got their under 11s Netball Cup event.
Oldham under 11s, do not be devastated. You've done tremendous, absolutely phenomenal. And I've said this all the way leading up to these championship games. It's phenomenal what they've done and how they play. And
it was nice to it's nice to work with it. I'm not again 95% of teams we work with are happy days, but just you give them a competition, they embrace the competition, they come and give it everything. They bring a full squad of players. The supporters are there to support them, and it's just you want them to do well because they take it so seriously and they're so passionate about it. So no, well done. But I was so happy for Wire, a club that have been involved in our events for many years, and this I hope for this particular team will be a springboard. I don't want to. We're going to speak to Ellie about this now. I don't want to see Wire in that competition next season.
You want to see Wire in the grand final?
Yeah, I think that's going to be their aim.
Clarify that when you say I don't, it's like what you want them to be relegated. No, you want to see them in the grand finals, right? Okay.
Yeah, but we've got one of the players who played in the competition, Ellie, with us. She plays for Wire, so we're going to just get some feedback from Ellie about her experience and what the competition meant to her. Because again, there's a lot of stressful moments getting this together, and players like Ellie and Wire, you kind of justified why we did it. So bring her in, Martin.
Here we are. Hello, Ellie.
Hello.
Ellie's my you're normally my media. You're like do the media for Wire, aren't you, Ellie?
Yeah.
So sorry to keep you waiting, but when me and Martin get talking, we can't stop. We're sorry, Ellie. So Ellie, how are you feeling? What's the come down be like? Are you have you finally chilled out yet?
I mean, there were so many emotions going on that day, and I think we've only just sort of like calmed down from all the stress and like excitement from Saturday. So
what did you go out partying, nightclubbing it, and champagning and everything? Did you do that?
Yeah. How did you celebrate, Ellie? What happened afterwards?
I mean, afterwards we sort of, because it was like a 3-hour drive home from Gloucester, so mostly.
What a great 3-hour drive home! Wasn't it? Come on, I bet you were buzzing.
We were very excited for the first part of the drive, and then we sort of just like all died because we were so tired. But I think our parents are organising like a championship winners barbecue at one.
Brilliant.
Hopefully we get an invite, Rich. Hey, mate.
Oh, I don't mind driving 3 hours to come to a barbecue.
Rich doesn't mind driving. He'd drive to Timbuktu and back. He loves driving.
Oh, Ellie, I will drive. I'm driving 6 hours tomorrow to Scotland to do an event for 40 minutes. So there you go. So Ellie, let's go back before the celebrations. Coming into that competition, the last game of the season was horrendous. Like I think I said to one of your coaches, if I was your coach on that last game of the season against Oldham under 11s, Martin has seen me go and get angry, and I'm glad none of your feet would have touched the floor. So coming into it, I know what you can do as a team, but I also know what you can do as well, if that makes sense. You can play really well, but there's moments where you play really badly. So my expectation for you, I wasn't really sure how it was going to go for you girls. So what was your feeling coming into it? What was your expectation, and what did you kind of eye up as a good result for you?
So when we came into the competition, we all the team wanted to win. Like there was no doubt about that. But I don't think many people expected us to win, that because we're quite a small club and like one of the big Manchester teams, so we weren't really expected to win. But we went into competition knowing that we had to form as a team, and we just had to play to our strengths and abilities instead of, like bad passes, not running in the same direction, clunking all together. So we had to play to our abilities, and we had like great coaches on the days, and they gave us like lots of, not only like telling us what to do, but also like a lot of like mental help, like telling us like why we brought you. And that helped a lot with, like, obviously the development of the team throughout the day. And I think we all knew why we were there and we wanted to win. And I think as the day went on, we sort of just formed together as a team, and then that's why we got the win.
Well, you didn't have time really to kind of settle into the competition because your first game was like a final.
Yeah.
It was goal for goal. You scored within 10 seconds to go. It was them games can go one or two ways. They can literally drain you mentally and then you're done for the rest of the competition. Or I think it benefited you because you had to show a lot of mental strength in that game. And then I think that actually helped you going forward. So Paul Netball Club, just give us some insight into how that game went and you know how relieved you were that you ended up getting the win.
Yeah, so clearly they're a very good team because it was a neck and neck draw, and like we could obviously goal for goal, and we knew that if we won that game, we were already getting into top 4, so we were already happy. So we went with the mindset saying we want to win our first game, and that was our mindset throughout like the day. And we were so happy when we'd won our first game because, you know, top 4 is amazing in a championship.
Yeah.
But they're such a good team, and not only like are they physical, they've got such good like set plays and passing. So we had to break that down and stuff. But we went into the game with saying like we need to win this or else we're not.
Well, the format of our youth, it's the first time you've been at our Youth Netball Premier League finals, but the format is quite intense, isn't it? Because that first game is do or die, isn't it? Like it's not an easy thing to cope with. Like we had young girls actually being sick prior to the event because they were so nervous. Now, depending on your expectation, but the first game, there's no room for error because if you lose it, you know you've got no chance of winning. So that was intense, but 10 seconds ago, you score. I can imagine it's just a case of kick the ball as far away down out into space as possible, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, there was a bit of like, I think it might sound weird, but I think our shooters like shoot better under pressure than they do not under pressure. But our shooters, they were just like pinging them in, and we knew we had to win. So at the end, like when there was only like a couple of seconds to go, we knew our centre Ruby, we would just like pass and make sure they don't get it to goal. So because we knew that we needed to win.
Oh, that was good. I got to give it to you. See, that is what you call good streetwise netball. I don't know if you remember, Martin, but the clock was ticking down, but Wire were just draining the clock. I don't know if you knew how long was left, but they would drain it, and they scored within, I think, 7 or 8 seconds to go. So if they would have scored straight away, Paul would have had an opportunity to score. So I've got to give you that. That was a really good. If that was a tactic, then well done.
I'm not sure if it was. I think we sort of, because with Wire, none of us are like really tall.
No.
So we have to, you know, we're always passing it down the court. We can't just do like these big overballs for our shooters or anything. But so I think we've got used to like, because obviously ENG is such like a competitive league, and the finals and the championships and everything. I think we knew that we had to play to our strengths in this. So we were just passing and making sure like we were getting those little passes in to make sure none of the or anything, instead of making like the stupid decisions that we made in the last like round game with Oldham. Instead of just lobbing it, we were precise with our passing, and so like where if you needed to be there, you had to be there. There was no like messing about or anything.
Yeah, well, Martin, remember we talked about that, like when you play teams like Oldham to drain the clock with just loads of passes, and Wire have to do it. They got no choice but to do it. But it's that last little minute was a great example of how much time you can drain from just constantly passing the ball. And they literally drained the whole 30, 40 seconds from just passing. So you went into the Bury game. Now, I've just pulled something up here, which makes your win against Bury even more impressive. When you last played Bury in our league, you lost by 31-15. So you lost by 16 goals. and you went on to beat Bury. So what the hell did you manage to do? How have you turned around a 16-point deficit?
Oh, he's got a message. How did you How did you manage it? How did you manage it?
I mean, if we're being honest, I think sort of like the adrenaline kicked in because of that pool game, because we were also like hyped up and ready to go when we were like, well, we've already made it into top 4 now, so let's go and win it. So we were looking at this semi-final, and we've played Bury before, and we personally know some of the Bury players, like off other teams and other like academies and stuff like that, and we know how they play. So our tactic was to break down their plays and play to our advantages. So we made sure that we're trying to get their players to mess up, make those silly little mistakes that can cost you a game. So therefore we played to our advantages to make sure that we got the win for that game, instead of like the rounds where we may have not played to our advantages and been the other team and made those silly mistakes.
Yeah, well, it was a great performance, but then you played Oldham in the final. Now this score, it was neck and neck. They were ahead. Then you managed to get back into the game. You were 6 points down in the third quarter. Some fantastic defense, like all of you lot. Like, I've been doing this for many years now, and one thing I fear when I see a Wire team is that if it starts going bad, there's no way that they a lot of the Wire teams don't really show that courage to get back in. And it's not. I've been there, and I've played sport, and that was probably one of my biggest faults, is that I didn't show enough courage to get back into a game or to get on the ball when the game was tight and stuff like that. So I understand it. But you guys, again, I don't know whether it was the first 2 games that gave you that confidence, but you stuck to task. You started to crowd the midcourt, and you started to force errors. And from the kind of the third quarter onwards, you got yourself back in the game, and then it was neck and neck. And then you went to overtime. So as we went into overtime, how were you feeling? Did you kind of feel, oh, we've got this? Or did you think, oh, we've missed an opportunity here? Because you did have the ball to potentially go and win the game.
Yeah, so when it went to extra time, I think we were all just so frantic, and our coach like stood us up and everyone, and she just went, right, it's our centre pass. It's 2 minutes each way. Let's go and win this. Like, play to your advantages. And I don't think I've ever seen obviously Oldham teams, they're so slick with their passing. Yeah. And I think our best advantage was to, again, like the other teams, break them down, so they end up making more mistakes and like fumbling with the ball. And we, like we did in the pool game, we were sort of trying to say, like, our shooters, we were getting when they were getting those shots in, and like it was our centre pass again, we were just trying to pass it between the mid-quarters and defenders, instead of trying to do those long and big balls into the attacking circle, which could have also cost us the win, because Oldham defenders, they're on it like that. And any balls which are fumbling, they'll just pick it up. So we had to be careful with like our ball handling and decisions.
Well, what you did, because you've got to remember one thing, and I'll say this for forever, the best teams in our leagues, in terms of the teams that come, say, in the top, they're used to winning.
Yeah.
99% of the time they play, they win. What you girls did, you put them in a position where they felt they wasn't potentially going to win. Yeah. So you took them into deep waters where they don't normally sit. So I think psychologically, you took them to a place they don't normally sit. And so then they had to kind of think, okay, this is not the norm. How do we cope with this? And I think, and Tom, the coach, he said it as well. Because it was a great learning experience for them. They need to learn how to lose. They need to learn how to cope in these high intense environments. But again, this is what we're here for. We're here to offer that experience. But you managed to get the win, a 2-point win in the end. What made it more impressive is the last time you played Oldham in our league, you got beat 33-8. So that was over 25 points you lost by, and you've managed to turn that around and win by 2 points. And to be honest, I'm not even going to focus on this under 11 stuff, because that Oldham team beats 90% of all under 12s teams in the country.
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter whether they're under 11s or whatever. You had to beat them because they were a brilliant team. So we're going to show you a video, Ellie, and we want you when you come back, we want you to explain how you are feeling in that very small moment.
Okay.
I bet you were. I bet you were relieved, weren't you, Ellie?
Yeah, we were very relieved.
Well, yeah, I can imagine all that stress and all that anxiety and all that what if and all ended, and it must have been a great moment to kind of get the win and feel like you've achieved what you set out to achieve, and that was become a national champion. So the one thing I want to know now is, well, I said to Martin before we come on, is I don't want to see you at that competition next season. So does this mean now, did you feel this now will take you to that next level? Now you've got the experience of winning in games, in high intense games. We're talking games where you're losing for large periods. Do you feel that's going to be a big difference next season?
Yeah, I think it's going to make such a big difference to like our team and the way we play. Because before ENG, we'd never played like proper competitive netball where like you're there to win. And I think it was not only such a great experience going through the rounds and getting to that championship final, but I think it's also prepared us for like the further competitions and stuff we're going to do as a team. So I think we could definitely make it our way into that grand final next year.
Yeah, no, well, like I said, the winning teams of my championships in particular, I don't want to see any of you in that championship next season.
That'd be quite an interesting one if that happens next season, that all championship winners
push up
into the grand finals, because that would be amazing.
That'd be brilliant, yeah. Or maybe Ellie would be thinking, you know what, girls, 5th to 8th ain't too bad after all. Let's go and win it again.
No pressure.
Ellie, winning is winning. It doesn't matter whether you win at a little board game or win a national final. It still feels the same. Winning is winning. But Ellie,
can I quickly ask, what was it like waking up the next day? Because obviously you said you were tired, a 3-hour drive back. What was it like the next day? Were you messaging everybody? Was everybody messaging each other? What was it like?
I woke up to about 200 messages. I woke up at like 10 a.m. because I could hardly walk. But the day after, most of our team, we went and played 2 whole matches of Bury.
Oh.
So we saw in netball, you have no time to rest. You've got to push through.
Did you win those games, Ellie, or did you have a bit of a hangover?
We lost.
But that's because you gave everything the day before, wasn't it?
Yeah, honestly.
And you was out clubbing it, obviously, to about 4 o'clock in the morning. Weren't you? We know. Just say yes. We know you did. Just say yes.
I'm sure your coach forgave you for those losses.
Yeah, honestly, our head coach Abby, because she wasn't the one coaching us on the day, but she was getting calls throughout the day and stuff. She said, honestly, girls, I have not a care in the world about these Bury games. I'm just so proud of you for winning the game before, because, like I said before, we're such a small club and no one really expects us to win. So we sort of surprised everyone, and me and Ruby, and the whole team were just proud of everyone because it was such a great experience. And yeah.
Well, you're aware of all the social, because throughout the day, my videographer because we've got a lot of footage coming. So you're going to relive this moment for a few months to come, because we've got loads of videos coming. But throughout the day, I was putting little clips up. Were you aware of all these clips going up? Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think you did my talk on the court as well, didn't you?
Yeah, me and Freya.
I've got to say, that was quite cool, wasn't it? I've brought that in this season, Martin. It's quite cool. Yeah, I was pleased myself for that.
I bet you were.
But Ellie, it's lovely talking to you. It's been great meeting you and doing all the media work with you this season. And we can tell from how you've spoken tonight and how you've conducted yourself, you are a little pro. You are an absolute little pro. So when people ban people from doing our media work, you're stopping children like Ellie. Look how much he's flourishing in front of a camera. It's absolutely brilliant. So it's been great working with you as a netballer, but also on the other side of it, the media work as well. So you are a little star. And like I said, we're going to put so much stuff out in the next couple of weeks so you can relive that moment over and over again. But I look forward to seeing you next season. And like I said, I don't want to see you in that championship final.
Okay.
Cool? Is that a deal?
Deal.
But I don't mean get relegated either.
Yeah.
Right, Ellie, have a great evening and we'll look forward to seeing you again very soon.
Thank you.
Thank you. Cool, mate. Really cool.
Brilliant. And again, and
yeah,
when you do all the interviews and stuff, that's what you're developing. You can see the maturity, the ability to answer like questions that are kind of. But I'm a big believer in not patronizing children. Like when I was brought up, my mum and dad spoke to me like just like a normal human being, and I do the same to my kids. I don't care whether they're 3, 4, 5. It's going to be just normal talk. I don't understand a lot of times why we try to protect kids from what half the time. We need to expose them to things that. We need to keep them safe, but we also need to keep exposing the things that will help develop them, because what we're building is people who are going to, future people of this country are going to help develop this country and keep this country safe. And we're not going to do that by tiptoeing around them and precisely. But with real. That the service we offer is real, and look what you get back. You get real. That was absolutely brilliant. So well done, Ellie, and well done for winning our under-12s championship finals. Because I predicted Shan, mine.
Yeah, I can't remember. Did I predict Shan?
I think you went for Shan as well. Yeah, we're both wrong.
Totally.
So there you go.
Wrong, mate. So.
But to turn around games, 16-point deficit against Bury. A 23-point deficit against Oldham, or 25.
Yeah, that's something in it. Come on.
It just shows you environment is key.
Yeah. Build up to the day. I should have actually asked, did they do any special training prior? Did they check out any of the gameplay from the other teams? But yeah, it's. Well, you can see it. You can just see, they just bought it, didn't they?
I did feel sorry for them. They played those 2 games next day. I wouldn't have been up for that.
Oh. Not after that nightclub that they do.
Nah, I tell you what. No wonder they got beat. I would have been like, nah, stuff that, mate. Because again, when I run these events, you do your live streaming. I don't know about you, but normally I'm quite all right after the events. But see, Monday, I think because it was quite stressful putting it all together and dealing with so much rubbish on Monday, and I think halfway through today, I'm just walking around like a bit of a zombie.
Yeah, do you know what? Mondays is a write-off. Forget Mondays. I tell you what, I know a couple of people you messaged, by the way, which I dealt with today. But I was like, I didn't even know that they were there until this morning. I am literally wiped out because, your videographer guy, which, Robbie's a great guy, he looks at me and goes, every time I see you, bring more boxes.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, Rob, that's because, but, appreciative to what we do compared to obviously a videographer. And I was like, because one of my biggest worries is losing connection and cameras going down. So I have a backup for this and a backup for that. I have 4 different networks I'm using. My kit is like, for me to lose a stream is pretty hard. And if I lose I guarantee you, if I lose a stream, nobody else will be able to get a stream, because that's how confident I am of all my tech that I use and the way that I do it. But it's very stressful as well, because we're there for like if you look at it, or if you think about it, think about this, people. Me and me and my team, me and Jack, ENG's team, we're there. So for a 48-hour period, we're over 24 hours there.
Yeah,
we literally you know, get there early in the morning, set up, and then we do the whole day. We then pack. We don't even pack away because obviously it's overnight, isn't it? But we go to a hotel, we ask for something to eat, and then we're in bed, and we're up. We're up the next day, back on it, and then we're there till like 10 o'clock at night, whatever. And then we're on the road, Jack. You know, it's intense, isn't it? So
it is intense.
So when you might contact either one of these two companies, FBL or ENG, and you don't get no reception, you know, or any reply on a Monday, that'll be why.
Yeah, it was a tough one, that one, but no, really well done. Okay, so we're moving to the under 30. We're trying. I don't want to skim through it, but at the same time, I don't want to take too long. So, under 13s competition. One of the number one games for that was the Manchester Wildcats Aces game.
Oh yeah,
and we kind of said that whoever wins this, we thought would probably go on and win it. To be honest, and it was an Aces carried on that good form. They were in absolutely brilliant form. I think Manchester Wildcats another day would play better. They weren't as good as we've seen them. I'm not sure, again, whether it's the nerves or whatever, but Aces continued that form they've taken from the league into the Nationals. So they went through to the semi-finals. One of the kind of the banana skin games that we talked about was Chorley versus Stars. Yes. I don't know if you remember me saying, I said, even though Chorley come 8th and Stars come 5th in the South, I felt Chorley with a full team are going to be a bit of a handful for Stars, and they were. They got a good win, and they went through.
They're on fire, pardon the pun.
Yeah. Ryland, Ellesmere Port. Again, I thought Ryland, that was a good solid game of netball in terms of the quality on both teams. For me, it was probably always going to be 50-50. I think we actually said 55%, 45%, and that's what it kind of was. Ellesmere Port got the win there. And then it was, hold on, I'm just trying to, Ryland, Little Sutton. That's it, Little Sutton.
I was just looking on it, right now. Yeah, go on.
And who did Little Sutton play, mine?
Do you know what? I lost it. Stars.
Just trying to. You know, got Tameside. Yeah, there you go. Tameside. So a good win for Tameside. Then we had Aces versus Chorley Inferno in this one semi, and then we had Tameside versus Ellesmere Port in the other.
Yeah.
Well, I think that.
Next game. All games, quarterfinals was split, wasn't it? But the semi-finals were all on the same. Was all on court A with the final.
Yeah. So
I never got to see any other games like as in.
You watch the wrong side, mate.
Yeah, well, I have to deal with other things.
But then Aces got through their game, and again, it was a good, convincing win. Same for Tameside. Not too much drama in those games, and then we had the final, which is Aces versus Tameside. The funny thing about that game was the last two times those exact coaches come up against each other within the ENG world. It was in our under 16s Netball Cup Road to Gibraltar competition, where Tameside were like 5 or 6 points down to Aces, managed to come back and win. So I was having a good old giggle with the Aces coaches, basically saying history's going to, as you do as a professional, history's going to repeat itself. You're going to get beat again. Don't, if you're 6 points up, don't throw it away. Just the normal professional stuff you say to people.
I'll tell you what I like is if you're watching the warm up and the running, hopefully you'll like that idea, by the way, that we do. So that's also, we can check the live stream, make sure it all works right. Fine. Is your shooting challenge where you become nasty Nick and you start being nasty. I don't want you to win. I don't want you to get the 20 quid.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah. Or you need to get a gym membership.
Oh yeah, you were on it, mate. You were on it. It was great. You see people lining up. I want to take money from Richard.
Yeah, but do you know? The women are always the first to put their hands up. I find that weird.
Oh really?
You think the women are always first up onto the court. Always.
Interesting.
So, men are a bit more reserved, which is because trust me, if you're offering me 20, 40, 60 quid to throw a ball in there.
As well, isn't it? To be fair.
Yeah.
So,
I'm trust me. I'm not sure which one I'll do. I'll probably go for the 40, to be honest.
Worse.
But Aces went on to beat Tameside. It was relatively close up until midway through the third quarter, but then Aces got ahead and they went on to win. And Martin, you've got the video of the moment they won.
Oh yeah. Hang on, here we go.
So again,
do you think they were happy?
Well, I personally think this team here are going to be one hell of a team next season.
Yes.
They're on a 7-game unbeaten run. 7. They've got a stupid amount of talented players in that team. They've got good team ethic. They've got good coaches. Like, they've got every ingredient needed to basically take that step forward. And I'm telling you now, I think they're going to be pushing for the league title next season.
I agree with you, but we said we did tip Aces to win, didn't we?
I'm trying to think. No, I think I said. I'm not sure. I think I might have said Tameside.
Oh. Did you kick yourself out, mate?
I don't know what I did.
You just went. Okay.
So I think what's going to happen with Aces is as well, they're going to, because of the win, they're going to get a lot more exposure and probably a lot more players wanting to join that particular team. So with more players wanting to join, more resources, I think next season, again, a bit like Wire, I don't want to see him in that championship final. I want to see him in the grand finals, and I want to see them pushing for the top 8 places, not 9th to 16th. But again, and we said it weeks ago, a competition made for a team like Aces.
Yes.
Because they had slowly but surely started to get better. They started to notch up the wins. And then you thought to yourself, well, they're on a good run here. They need something. They need that last little thing to kind of finish off the season. And that competition was kind of that thing for them where they could just finish off the season and finish it off in style. So, next season, Aces, I fully expect you to be in our grand finals, because they in the end, it was quite a convincing win in all 3 games they played. So,
and hopefully
well done to them.
The players won't be approached, but they probably will be by other teams. Just don't go. Stay with Aces, because they're going to go far.
Yeah, really well, they've got 2 coaches who are part of London Post's like higher up kind of franchise pathway program. So I think it'd be silly to leave a team when you've got 2 very influential coaches in place. Under 14s, again, my memory is not particularly that great, so just bear with me here. So, but the winners of the under 14 was Conquerors. So that was our second Southern team that won the competition. They played Ellesmere Port, very good win. They played Trafford in the second game, and a superb performance from both teams. Trafford never ever play a game of netball without providing some sort of entertainment. They've got this kind of this skill of just going down and pushing back in the last couple of quarters. But Conquerors' final was the semi-final. That was their toughest game. They won by, I think, 1 point in the end. It's a 1-point win. And going into the AP Saints game, it was a convincing win. I just felt initially it was quite tight, but I think AP Saints, I don't know, they just struggled to get the right team out. There was a lot of changes going on, and sometimes, especially in those type of games, just you got to leave the team as long as possible. You got to get them to settle. Yeah, and they never really looked settled, or never really looked like they kind of were happy with the 7 players on court. which affected them. They just couldn't get no consistency under the post, changing the shooters constantly. Whereas Conquerors, on the other hand, had just that.
They conquered.
They had a good structure in place, and they went and got the win. But AP Saints, that was probably a really good end to the season for them. They just about survived, so they potentially could have got relegated on the last game of the season. They got the win, and that took them up the table to 6th place from being in 8th, and then went on to come in the top 2 of our national event. So really good positive end to the season for AP Saints. I think if you'd have said to them at the last game of the season, I will offer you a runners-up spot in the championship finals, I think they would have bit your hand off for it.
Yeah, true.
So all in all, very good day at the office there for AP Saints. Just probably the final little things they could have done for little things better, but like I said, probably then I think based on what we saw this season, probably a really good outcome in the end for AP Saints. But Conquerors, they were unlucky not to be in our grand finals. They had loads of players missing in the first 2 games of the season. Potentially should have been in the grand finals, but you can only play who's on the court. You can't think if, buts, and maybes. You lost the games. End of story. You move on. But like the other 2 teams, hopefully that validates how good they are as a team. They've taken on some really good teams, northern teams, southern teams. They've won those games. They've got the win. And again, next season, I expect them to kind of challenge for the league title. I don't expect them to get in the top 4. I expect them to challenge for the league title and go into our grand finals as the number 1 team. That's what I expect of them. So Aces and Wire are a different story. I think Wire, if they can get into the top 4 of the under 13s league next season, that will be amazing. But I think for Aces and Conquerors, I think they'll be pushing top 3, top 2. If not, let's go and win this thing.
I'd expect, but I expect that. Why are they? To be fair, mate, once you've kind of got this feeling, and you know what I mean, you want to try harder. You want to not lose out. You want to push harder and become better and everything. So
yeah.
But again, Conqueror's done a fantastic. They've done really well. Speaking to
their really good
prior to the.
Oh, she's a lovely coach, isn't she?
Yeah, she's amazing. Lovely person.
So lovely to talk to, very enthusiastic, and just loves her net. But I love people who are passionate about things and the passion they have for what they do is brilliant. So well done, Conquerors. They were under 14s champions, and finally the 15s. The southern teams didn't really turn up to this one in a sense. Bit disappointed in a way for that. I think all southern teams managed to lose their initial games.
Yeah.
So Team Beds, they had a bit of a makeshift team out. Little Sutton lost their game. Was it to Northwich Sapphires? They lost it. I think it was. Bramall dispatched Sutton Town quite well. And then we had the unknown of Hucklecote, and the only thing I was a bit annoyed about was that some people kind of questioning.
I didn't think you were going to say anything about this. Okay, go on, you are.
No, but they're just questioning, why are they here? It's not fair. And I think they saved the event.
Yeah.
They saved the format. They saved the event. They're a local club who are desperate for more performance opportunities. This is not the only time this has happened in sport. You can go into professional sport, and there's many instances of teams being drafted into big tournaments as wildcards because other teams have dropped out. Unfortunately, as an event organizer, your job is to save the event. It's to make sure the event goes ahead. Now, historically, teams from that region have never been successful in ENG. So it's not like I purposely went about and thought, who's the best team I could bring in to disrupt the whole competition? I brought a team in who are desperate to get more opportunities to play good netball. And they took that opportunity of open arms. And I just felt, especially AP Saints, it just took too long to work it out. Too long to work it out. They had a way of playing the game.
Yeah.
And just took too long to work it out. And when they got to the final, so Bramall managed to get to the final. and play Hucklecote. And they had a plan. They had a way of combating the Hucklecote's strengths, and it was a convincing win for Bramall. But again, when you are playing the unknown, that's exactly what you're going to get, is the unknown.
Yes.
But there's plenty of time. You know, within the first 4 or 5 minutes, there's no reason why you can't think, hold on a minute, you know, they're doing, you know, they're doing that, they're doing this, right? We need to stop that.
Yeah.
We need to stop this. And the teams in my league are playing far superior teams than Hucklecote have been playing this season.
Yes. Hopefully.
So there's no excuses. There's no excuses to why those teams should be losing against Hucklecote.
And there's nothing for Hucklecote, actually, is maybe they didn't join your league because they didn't think they were good enough. Well, now you know you are.
Well, unfortunately, they missed the boat now because the under 16s is done, isn't it? So hopefully the younger age groups get involved.
That's what I mean. That as a team, because obviously it's down to coaches as well whether or not they apply to come into the ENG league. But hopefully they'll look at that and go, do you know what? We are good enough coaches. We can coach the team, and they are of good standard.
Well, I was a bit disappointed they weren't in the league this season. So when I interviewed their players on the court, the content would have been brilliant all season, because I said to them, because normally when you say to the players, oh, how do you think the game's going to go? Oh, it's a 50-50 game. You know, we've got to play our game, and you know, but the Hucklecote girls were like, we're going to win.
Oh, Richard's ears up. Hey, up! I love this. Yes, go on.
Yeah, so it was like, damn it, why have you not been in this league all season? Because that would have been good content. But no, all I can say to Hucklecote and Little Sutton in the under 14s as well, thank you so much for turning up, playing well, or just playing and giving the teams you played a good game, because all in all, that's what we're there for. We're there to play good, high-level netball. And that's it. But there you go. So, yeah, Bramall went on to win the game. And we said on the I said on the live stream, anything but a win for Bramall would be a disappointment. Whether they took that to heart or not, I don't know. But they did get the win. It was they were very convincing. Another team that would be disappointed they weren't in our grand finals.
Yeah. But
they were where they were, and they went on to get the win. So well done to Bramall.
Definitely, yeah. Well done, Bramall.
There you go. Well, Martin, if people are waiting for our predictions for the grand finals this week, can you get the under 12 sheet up, mate?
Oh, really? Let's have a look. What do you mean the under 12 sheet?
The fixtures I sent you, the PDF.
I didn't see that.
I sent you it. You said thanks.
Oh, that one. Oh, I just had this up. Oh, hang on. I just had that. I didn't think of that. All right, give me a sec.
So, yeah, this weekend is our grand finals. Top 4 teams from each league coming head to head. This is the 4th time we've conducted this national finals. And it is set to be an incredible weekend of netball. If it's anything like the championship finals, it's going to be a great day. I've got no doubt it's going to be a bit more temperamental in terms of behaviour and stuff like that. But hopefully it's going to be played in good spirit and everyone's going to accept defeats. That's one thing I do hope, is just accept the loss if you get it. It's no one else's fault but your own, probably. So let's just move on. You know, one umpire mistake doesn't define a whole 32-minute game of netball.
Exactly. Yeah, there we go.
Done it, son. It's hot in this room. If people say to me one more time, it's hot in the room, I don't know what you want me to say to you. My kids say that to me.
I love it.
My kids say that to me, and they get a very stern answer back when they say to me, Dad, I'm hot. And it doesn't go down well for them. It doesn't go down well. So if you're an adult and you're telling me you're hot, trust me, just resist. It's not going to happen. Just please stop acting like 5-year-olds. We know it's hot.
Yeah. We've been in there a lot longer than you. Believe me, we know it's hot. Yes.
You're not always going to play in perfect conditions.
And the thing is, we're not just sat there. We are running around doing stuff, getting things ready. It is like, we know it's hot. We know it's hot. Yes. Even though, I tell you what was really weird was that rain that came for like 5 minutes.
Oh, that was nice. That was nice. That brought a nice little breeze into the into the sports hall.
Right.
But under 12 Saturday, every game is a blockbuster here. We're blessed with some supers across the whole league, from first down to 10th in both leagues is incredible. It's a golden era. It's a bit like the England team back in the day, the golden era. This is the golden age here. So yeah, let's go through these games and let's just make some predictions. Mine.
Game, mate. I'm just looking at that going Woodson versus Leeds.
Yeah, so Woodson versus Leeds. We've got a repeat of our under 12s Netball Cup. It could go either way. As we saw in the Netball Cup, it was a 50-50 game. Both teams neck and neck throughout. Woodson got the win, but this is a different story. This is a 32-minute game. I don't know, like it could go either. There's many narratives that can play out. We've seen Leeds this season get beat heavily by Oldham, but we've also seen them draw against Rivington. Let's have a look. They lost against Ellesmere Port, so we've seen a very up and down nature to Leeds. Like all Leeds teams, they are progressing, they are getting better, and you're going to play Leeds at their best. There's no doubt about that. You're going to get the best Leeds team possible here.
Oh, yeah.
Watson, they drew against Sutton Town the last game of the season. Does that do anything to it? No, they lost. Sorry. Does that do anything psychologically to them? I don't know. Maybe not. Tough one to call. Like Watson have a great attack. They got great defense, great attack. They got probably one of the best attacking partnerships in the league. There's another one in Aces that is really good in the under 13s, but super talented attack. They're like, they telepathy between them is unbelievable. But I don't know. Is it that Leeds equally have what I think Leeds have got in abundance is the work ethic. The work that they don't stop running. Right. And will they wear Watson Park down over 32 minutes? And for me, that's probably what will potentially define that game.
I'll tell you something. Leeds will bring a lot of people to the game. They're going to have a lot of support, and Watson needs to do the same because they will drown you out, Watson. The Leeds people, the Leeds fans, they're just.
It makes it again. We can't. There was some teams that had one or two supporters on the weekend, and again, you don't have to support. There's no one telling you should, but it never. Those teams never really advanced that far. And
great.
And in one team in particular, a support network would have probably got them the win.
Yeah.
So you kind of think to yourself. Again, there's many reasons why you won't turn up, but most people have known about this for 9 months.
Yeah.
So there's no reason why you can't plan ahead and think, you know what, great competition. Let's make sure we get down and support these girls, because that will define some of these games. And so with Watson Leeds, I'm going to lean probably to Watson because of the Netball Cup, and they won their league, and I think they've been a bit more consistent this season. And the Southern League is equally as tough as the Northern League, so it's not, Watson haven't kind of lied to us. They have played good competitive netball. They beat Oldham in the Netball Cup, so I'm going to lean a little bit to Watson. I'm going to say 51 to 49%, but I think Leeds have the potential to wear them down as the quarters go on. So if Leeds stay in the game, it's a bit like boxing. If you can stay in the fight and kind of wear your opponent down, I think coming into the back end of that game, it's going to be pivotal that Watson are at least 5 or 6 points up. I think if you go into that last quarter, Leeds run. A lot of them go to Elite Netball Academy, and I know Anna Carter gets them running. So I think when it comes down to it, I think Watson need that buffer. They need a buffer going into the final quarter at least. So if their legs do start getting a bit jittery, they will have a little bit of movability in terms of letting in a few goals. But if it's neck and neck, I'm afraid Leeds are probably going to take it just because they're going to probably outwork them. But that's my analysis.
I see. I was going to say I think Leeds are just going to pip it. I really do. Phenomenal team, but again, Wilson done great this season, so it's yeah. Ooh.
The start is key for Watson. The start is key. I think if they can get a good start.
Agreed.
Coaches are going to be very important. The amount of tactical changes that are going to be needed in this game is going to be off the scale. Saw some terrible examples of coaching decisions over the weekend that just didn't make any sense sometimes. So coaches, the girls, they have to perform well, but you have to perform well as well. You have to make the right decisions at the right time
and keep it going. Leads are constant. If you take the lead, just keep on keeping that lead. Do not relax for 1 minute.
You know what? It's to be honest, it's a bit sad seeing those two teams in the quarterfinals.
yeah. I got to remember. I'm looking at it going, wow, that's two great teams. You know what I mean? We're going to lose one of them, but then again, they're all great teams.
No, but we're going to go down now, and it's going to be depressing because you don't really. There's teams here that you just don't want to lose, do you? In terms of like Rivington second in the north versus Sutton Town, who come third in the south. Sutton Town beat Watson. Again, if Sutton Town turn up the way they did in the Watson game, I can see them beating Rivington.
Yes.
If Rivington play the way they did against Leeds and they play the way they did against Ellesmere Port, I can see them beating Sutton Town. I can see both teams beating each other.
To be honest, I can see Sutton Town winning the whole entire competition.
Well, I
think they are that strong, Sutton Town, and I do think they've had a bit of a bad couple of games, but I'm sure they've sorted themselves out.
Well, they started the season, they ended the season well. So the confidence levels are high. They have one of the girls we sponsor, Rosie. She's playing. The way she played against Watson in the final game of the season was tremendous. So again, key thing for Sutton Town is emotion. Don't allow your emotions to get on top of you. If the game is slipping away from you, stay focused, stay in the game. Again, get back on the ball, get the passing going, get that confidence back up again. The key thing for Rivington throughout this whole competition is the attack. And we said that in the Netball Cup. If the attack are consistent, they have a great chance of winning this whole competition. But they are defined for me by their attack. We've seen their attack be absolutely tremendous. Then in some instances, say against Oldham in particular, just a little bit of inconsistency kind of stops them from getting to where they need to go. So for me, temperament for Sutton Town is key, and the attack for Rivington is key. I'm just going to say Rivington will edge this one, and I don't want to say it because the allegiance to the south. We're south based, isn't it, Martin?
Mate, do you know what? Maybe south based, but my allegiance is to the better team.
I don't know. I don't. But
on the live stream. There you go.
No, because most people believe that North are better at netball this year, so we're trying to help. Yeah, they do. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So
all right.
I'm going to lean towards Rivington. So I believe it'll be a Watson and Rivington semi-final.
Is that somebody messaged going what? So right, I think it's going to be Sutton Town personally. But
so are you saying lead Sutton Town?
Yeah. That's what
okay. Oldham, Turnford. It's going to be tough for Turnford. They come fourth in our league. They have beaten Oldham in a competition away from ENG. 32-minute game now against Oldham is a big ask for Turnford. They've got some great wins in the league at the back end of the league. Again, they're going to have to do what Wire did to Oldham's under 11s.
But Oldham
No, but you have to. There's something extra you have to bring, and that's a sense of determination and pride. Yeah. And you have to start the game fast. You have to take Oldham into a place they're not used to, and then hopefully you will kind of unravel them on the psychological aspect of the game. With Turnford, they just have to. For me, you've got to get on that live stream. You've got to start watching Oldham. You've got to look at the patterns of play.
Yeah.
You've got to be ready, tactically, mentally focused for what's coming your way. If you go into it thinking, "Oh, we haven't got a clue where this centre pass is going to go," then I think you're on the road to no town, basically.
Very good point, Nat. Yeah, go back, check the live streams. You've got access. Just get as much information as you possibly can. This is like, your final test. You know what I mean? You need to study every angle of it. You need to know every question.
Oldham in particular are a very structural team.
Oh, very. Oh, my, phenomenal.
NFL style netball.
When you hear you got pulled against Oldham, you're like, oh, easy start. You know what I mean? I mean, I know we've had this before. People ask, "Oh, you don't, say enough about Oldham," and it's like that's because Oldham is Oldham. They're an amazing team. So, on all age groups. So, yeah, Turnford's it's a very first hard game, but I'm not saying they can't win it. But I think you're right.
To do a lot of homework.
Do the homework, and you will be able to beat them. Yeah.
Yeah. I believe with the right focus, the right kind of knowledge, you have a chance. But go into that game with no knowledge and trying to just do it on a whim isn't going to work. I'm afraid. So I believe Oldham will win that game, but I'm hoping Turnford wait for the punt, turn it up.
Yeah.
But it is a tough game. It's going to be tough, Turnford, but this is what you signed up for. Oldham. So I reckon Oldham will get through a game. Stars, Ellesmere Port, Martin are
two great teams. Two lovely teams. Two teams I love.
Yeah.
I can't because I'm going to get grief from both of them if I say anything.
I'm going to say.
Go on.
I think I'm going to say Ellesmere Port. I think.
Oh, I thought you were going to say Stars.
No, they've beaten Leeds Athletic this season. They did well against Oldham. I think they beat Oldham in a county game not long ago. I think Ellesmere Port for me are the dark horses of this competition.
Agreed. What they've done towards the end of this season is phenomenal. Again, we need to double check the clothing that they've got. They haven't got any hidden substances in there because what that new kit has just changed the game. I mean, literally, I don't know what it is, but again, new clothes sort of thing make you feel better. Well, that's what it is. I don't know.
Again, Stars. Again,
Tom's giving us a smiley face.
There you go.
Linda's telling us to get on with the under 13 predictions, by the way.
Who's that?
Linda. Under 13 predictions. We'll get to it.
We're doing it now. We're doing it now. Sorry, Linda. We're doing anything you say. No, the best one was, can you get on with it? Because my daughter's been to the beach all day.
Remember those days? Oh, yeah.
No, Linda, we're nearly there. So Stars versus Ellesmere Port. Again, another fantastic game. Every single game is fantastic. No game here is a foregone conclusion. But I'm going to say Ellesmere Port. So that will make a Watson Rivington semi-final for me. A Oldham Ellesmere Port semi-final. And then I'm going to say an Ellesmere Port Rivington final.
Ooh.
I just think Ellesmere Port are the dark horse of this competition.
Ooh, yeah. Well, see, I would go different. I would say Ellesmere Port a win, but against Oldham, I'm more leaning towards an Oldham Sutton Town final.
Okay, there you go. Yeah. So Oldham Sutton Town, we're completely different. Ellesmere Rivington. So if anyone's watching still, give us your thoughts on that. There you go. Right, let's move to the under 13. Let's make Linda happy.
Hang on. Let me write this down. Under 12. You said Ellesmere Port. Sorry, who was it? Rivington. Rivington. Okay. That's rich. And I said Oldham versus Sutton Town. Right. Okay. Under 13s.
Here we go. Right.
Hang on. Have the grand finals for the under-13s been predicted already? No, we're
people
doing it now.
People value our bit.
Hold on. Oh, look at that. Martin is a genius. Woo. See, they know, mate. They've finally learned that I'm a genius. Right, under-13s. There we go.
We need to go back to the predictions of the championship, see who had more points.
Oh, yeah, we do. We do, actually. Yeah, good point.
Okay, so, let's go through it. So, Sutton Town, Grangetown. I'm going to quickly say Sutton Town will win this. Grangetown, I don't know what they haven't got much of a team, apparently. So, Sutton Town will win that one. Oldham.
Linda, and apologies. 1,000 apologies.
Oldham versus. Now, this here, Martin, is. This is going to be interesting. I'm telling you now, it's going to be. It's overhead versus no overhead.
Yes.
So we've got Tom and Colin going up against each other.
I love that. I love that.
Don't forget, Shan last season were 4th overall in the under 12s. So they know they've got good pedigree going into this. This for me.
Tom says
is a very this is an interesting game. Tom's one up on the other day. I can't go again.
Come on, Tom. Come on. Send him a link, Rich.
Oldham. Again, we've seen them this season. They got a fragile nature to them, which you don't normally see with many Oldham teams. But we do like this Oldham team because they do make it more exciting for us. There's a few games in the season where they've just got 1 or 2 point wins, and against Bury, Manchester Wildcats, Ellesmere Port, they managed to get through those games. Unfortunately, against Leeds, I don't think you saw the real Oldham in that game. There was a bit of disruption there, so I think that kind of messed the whole game up, to be honest. But I think Oldham will come into this kind of happy. They're not probably going to be the favourites. I think Leeds will be the favourites to win this. What we could see is a repeat of Leeds Athletic last season. Leeds Athletic last season, they were tipped to win the grand finals, and then Kingsway Power come along after being beaten by them by 20 points in the league or something, and just went smash. Oldham could do the exact same in this one. I think Oldham will be happy. We're not the favourites. We're not expected to win on paper. We'll be happy with that because the pressure's off a little bit, and we can do a sniper move, a bit like Kingsway Power last season. Come in and shock and awe, mate. Do you know when Britain and America started bombing Iraq, and they just said shock and awe. Yeah. This could be a shock and awe moment.
Okay.
I'm going to say just about Oldham, but what I am also going to say is any type of slip ups, Shan will be there to basically make the most of it. This is a tricky game for Oldham. I'm telling you now, this is not an ideal first game.
It's not.
Shan have got a fantastic shooter. She never misses, and she can shoot from any distance. So she's incredible. They've got a mid-court player called Poppy who can pull the string. She can feed. She can defend. Great defense. This is not a great. For me, this is more of a semi-final game than it is a quarter-final. So it's going to be sad to see one of them drop into the 5th to 8th playoffs. But at the same time, what a great quarter-final game. I'm just going to say Oldham will edge it. But at the same time, if Oldham are off it a little bit, you will get free. Shan will come and pounce, and they will get in. I wouldn't be surprised if Shan won. That's all I'm saying. If Shan win, and everyone's like, "Well," I'll be like, "I'm not surprised by it."
Yeah, I would. 2 great teams, 2 phenomenal teams, great coaches. So yeah, it's a hard one to call.
Yes, it is indeed.
49.91, and 50.1 on the other. It's so hard to call. I'd hate to say, and especially for me. The coaches pushing the hard on their team, it's going to be a phenomenal game to watch. So.
And then you've got potentially Sutton Town Oldham semi-final then, which would be a really good game. I think Sutton Town would probably prefer Shan win that game, to be honest.
There you go. Yeah.
I think if you gave Sutton Town a pick, I think they'd definitely pick Shan if they pick one. I think again, when you hear that name Oldham, it just instantly scares you, doesn't it?
Mufasa.
Leeds Athletic versus Magic.
Magic on winning ways. Yeah,
Magic. I think they'd be disappointed how they ended the season. They had 6 players and were doing a lot better, and then 8 or 9 come along and it just went to pot a little bit. I don't know what that was about, but they come into it kind of just scraping into the top 4. They are playing a team that I believe are the favourites to win this competition. They are incredible. They've been incredible all season. What they have, Leeds, I think, over every team in this competition is the best temperament of any team in it.
Okay.
You never see, we see some Leeds teams, and like any competitive team, they can lose the plot, get emotional all this time. This team don't get emotional.
No, I don't believe that.
This team don't get emotional. Right. They are chilled. They are chilled and ruthless. They are the what do you call them? They're the guys you send in to do the silent work, Martin.
Oh, right. Okay, they're the assassins.
Assassins. They are the assassins, mate. They make no noise while they're, knocking down. So Leeds for me will get the win here. I think Kiana from Magic knows this is going to be a tough game, but at the same time, Kiana is just so happy that her girls are involved. And I think for Magic, it's kind of like, okay, well, if we do get beat by Leeds, how high can we come? And I think it's just going to be for Magic. This is a massive step forward for them. So enjoy it. It's going to be a big step forward, especially against Leeds Athletic. So enjoy that one. But again, Kiana will not come to that game without a plan. There will be a plan. There will be a tactic. And I'm quite happy knowing that Magic will give it their best shot.
Linda says, do you think a Southern team has a chance of winning?
Linda, let us get to it. Let's get to it, innit? We're going to get there.
Oh, wait, Linda. You just keep on pushing.
So Turnford versus Bury, what a game this is going to be. Probably Oldham versus Shan is probably similar to this game. Turnford versus Bury, Turnford in great form. I don't want to make excuses for them, but they come to the Sutton Town game after playing a whole game of county. So whether that not had made a difference, who knows? But we know Turnford have progressed. They have got better as a club or as a team. They haven't had too much success away from that amazing team, Sam Bird's team, who come to our event. So all the other teams haven't really pulled up too many trees. But I do believe Turnford will get the win in this one.
Oh, okay. Right.
I think Bury last season, they didn't even get into the top 4. This is their first grand finals for this particular team. And I think maybe Turnford's experience is gonna get them through this one.
Okay. All right. Go with that.
So not too much to say, to be honest. I think Turnford, just experience alone will get them through this game. It's going to be hard. It will be difficult. No Bury team ever turns up to get a pasting, that's for sure.
Bury's a great team, great support as well.
So it's going to be tough for Bury. There's no doubt I think they can win it. They do play in the Northwest, which has a notorious tough leagues everywhere you go. So they have the experience. Don't forget they nearly defeated Oldham in the season. Mm-hmm. But I'm going to go Turnford. So I'm going to say Leeds versus Turnford semi-final. So we'll have a Sutton Town Oldham and a Leeds versus Turnford semi-final. Then I believe Leeds will probably win against Turnford. Then I'm going to say Oldham will probably win against Sutton Town. And then I'm going to say, even though I think Oldham have the opportunity to do a shock and awe, I think Leeds will win this competition. I said it last season about the under-13s lead team, and it didn't come to fruition. So hopefully, and one more thing, no team has ever won our under-13s grand finals, and that goes for the championship finals now, Martin.
All right, yep.
Who has come in as the top seed?
Oh,
so 3 seasons in a row, no team that has won a league, the under-13s league, has ever gone on to win the competition.
Okay. All right.
So don't say I didn't warn you. The curse is still alive and kicking in the under-13s league.
Okay. Well, I think Sutton Towns are going to win it again, by the way. I think the under-12s, under-13s are just going to run with it. They're going to take it down. Really do. I do think.
So you say Sutton Town's going to win?
Yeah, definitely. I think very strong team. Seen quite a lot of what they've done. Not underestimating Oldham, Leeds, or Bury or Turnford, but or Shan. I do think Oldham will probably beat Shan just a little bit. So sorry, Colin. I know you've done me great commentary. God, I'm going to get into trouble from Colin for that. Leeds, yeah, I think they're going to beat Magic. I do think Bury is going to beat Turnford. So I think what we're going to have, Suntown will Oldham, so they're going to have a massive game against Oldham. Yeah, and they'll survive that just about. And then Leeds will beat Bury. Well, actually, do you know what? Bury? No, I'll go with Leeds. But then it will be Sutton Town, Leeds, and Sutton Town will take it. And it'll be, and I reckon it'll go into extra time as well.
All right, well, find a local private bookie somewhere, mate. Put a bet on.
Oh, mate, already sorted.
Right, there you go. There's the under. Hopefully, what was the lady's name again? I forgot.
Linda.
Hopefully you're happy about. Who do you support, Linda?
Yeah, Linda. What's your predictions? Come on, everybody, and you, Tom. Yeah, let's have your predictions. Yeah.
Well, anything but a win from any Tom's teams is a failure in his eyes, isn't it?
Well, do you know what? Yeah, but maybe you could do one as if by, what was it? Not by sheer unluckiness that they did lose their first game. How do you think the rest of it will turn out? There you go. That's fair on Tom. So let's just say things just didn't happen. Oldham obviously had a very bad day at the office, getting to the the venue, and everybody got upset and things just didn't work out. So let's just say Oldham lost their first one. How do you think it would pan out? Because we all know that he knows that they're going to win it. So,
right, 4 teams.
Tom, I just explained, mate. I just said, all right, hang on. What does he put? We've watched our previous games back. We're confident. I know we know your whole team's confident, mate. We know that. He says Oldham versus Leeds. There you go. Come on. Leeds are getting a little back in here, Leeds. But let us know. What do you think? Do you think Tom's right? And let us know in the comments if you think Oldham or Leeds would win.
Cool. Right, let's move on to 14s.
All right. Then. Okay, Linda, let us know what you think, by the way. There you go. This looks good. Yeah,
we got a bit of a different competition. No Oldhams, no Kingsway Powers, so this is going to be a bit different. Sutton Town versus Ribble Valley, lovely. I love this game. I absolutely love this game. If you couldn't get more 50-50 if you tried. Ribble, a bit like they're like the aces of the North. They've progressed. They've got better and better as the season's gone on. Sutton Town won on our Southern League quite comfortably, to be honest. They have. I think this presents probably the best opportunity for them to win their first national ENG tournament. But they're going to have to get.
There you go.
They're going to have to get past a very, very good Ribble team who has one of the best defenders in the league in their team. Just the IQ of this defender. I'm not going to give too much away, Ribble, but the IQ is just on a different level. And Sutton Town have they have the beauty that they have a player called Ella who can transition from defense to attack. So if it's going really well, she goes to attack. If it starts going Pete Tong, she goes to defense. They've got obviously Lily in there as well, who we sponsor. They've got a good blend of players, experienced players as well, players who have been doing this now for a good couple of years. I think experience will play a part in this. I think Sutton Town, based on their experience and based on just experience, really, there's no they should be winning this game. But at the same time, Ribble Valley, presents them with our first like upset, because Ribble Valley come fourth in the table. But don't forget, they ran Leeds very close in the last game of the season. I think it's like 2 points. Any team that runs Leeds close is a team that you don't really want to play 75% against. So I'm going to say Sutton Town, but at the same time, it's a horrible game for Sutton Town. It's a horrible game. Again, you're never going to get easy games in this competition. But at the same time, it is nice going into it thinking, yeah, I'm going to win this game. But this is one of those games where you think, I don't know too much about them. Their results are telling me that they're decent.
Yeah.
You know, Richard's saying they've got the best defender in the league. Oh, come on. Please, give us a break, will ya? And Sutton Town have never advanced beyond the quarterfinal stage of any of our grand finals before.
What's that say again?
They've never advanced beyond the quarterfinal stage.
Oh, okay. Right.
So they're unlucky in the under-12s. So you win the under-12s league, and your prize last season for winning the under-12s league was a game against Oldham. How unlucky can you get?
Yeah. Thanks. Thanks a lot.
So, Sutton Town, I expect you to win this just because your experience should get you through this game, but it's horrible. It's a horrible game. So, but a great game. I'm really looking forward to that one. Grangetown Stars, again, Grangetown are bringing an indifferent team, a few B team players. I don't know. And they're playing Stars. I think if they haven't brought a makeshift team, then this Grangetown team win this game, because they are immense. They are absolutely immense. But Stars got lucky. I'm not going to judge. I don't know what, but if it's players that don't normally play, I think Stars, you've got super lucky there, and you will advance through this game, because don't forget this Stars team, they're still a great team. They come third in the league, but they were unbeaten for 2 seasons. This Stars team have come fourth consecutively in 2 national tournaments in 12s and 13s. I think great. It's again, if it was Grangetown's normal team, it would have been so tough. But unfortunately, there's players not turning up, and Stars are probably thanking their lucky stars.
Hey, stop looking at my lines. Hey.
So I'm going to say a Stars win. So we could have a Sutton Town Stars semi-final, and that would be a blockbuster. They drew in our league.
Yeah, I was about to say they drew, didn't they? Yeah.
So Sutton Town and Stars, for them, this is what I'm saying. This is an amazing opportunity to get into a final.
Yes.
So these opportunities don't come around often. We could have completely different teams back next season, which may make your job harder or easier. I don't know. But this presents Sutton Town and Stars with a great opportunity to reach their first grand finals final. So exciting times for both the Southern teams there. But definitely. I think Sutton Town have to be super careful against Ribble. It's a tough game.
Yeah, agreed.
Leeds Athletic versus Essex Open. Look, Essex Open have been amazing all season.
Yeah,
I love their enthusiasm. I love the way they play the game. This is tough. It's a super tough game. Doesn't get much tougher than playing Leeds. They are a formidable team. They're proper warriors on court. They don't leave nothing left. They bring the physicality. They bring the speed. They bring
technique.
They bring it all. It's going to be a tough ask for Essex in their first grand finals to win this game. But I just hope, a bit like Magic and a bit like Turnford against Oldham, I just hope they do their homework. If you come into that blind and you haven't watched them, you haven't analysed them, it's not going to go down. It's not going to go down well in terms of score, because you've got to prepare for these teams. I'm sorry, it has to be done. And if they do prepare, maybe, just maybe, an upset might happen.
Again, very strong team, Essex Open. They have the ability to, but I do think Leeds are going to win.
Great defence, Essex. So they've got a superb defence. They've got some great mid-court players as well. For me, a bit like Rivington, the pivotal part is shooters need to be super consistent. They need to be shooting at 95%.
Mate, 99.
No, I'll give them 95. But anything less than 95.
I'm sorry, at this level, at the grand finals, you need to be hitting a consistency of 99%.
Oh, the funny thing, yeah, true. But I'm going to give a bit of leeway. I'm going to say 95%. If you can hit 95% shot, of your shots,
you ain't going to win. You ain't going to win if you do 95. You need to hit.
No, I think that's the norm. If Tom's in the room, back it up, Tom. What's the norm in netball? Is it 95%? What's the norm? What's the good ratio? Yeah, and the Essex girl's like, you having a laugh, mate? 95. Hold on, let me just go and shut my door quickly.
Okay. So, people, let us know in the comments. What do you think? We're obviously rattling on who we believe is going to win and make it through to, lift the cup. Let us know what you think, because that's what we're all here for.
Okay, then that next game, interesting game, MK Dons Bury.
Honestly,
this is probably 60-40. 60-40 I'm on this one. I think Bury 60%, MK Dons 40%.
Hey, I'm on a 50.1 and a 49.9. I'm going to go with MK Dons.
Well, I just think Bury, again, the experience will count. MK Dons have been superb this season.
Yeah, mate, they nearly won the league.
Well, I just think it's how they start the game. We watched they played in our Netball Cup a couple of weeks ago, and it was a very indifferent performance in terms of how they played. We weren't used to them playing like that. They did play CD Phoenix, who went on to win and were like 20 seconds away from winning the game, and the girl managed to score, and it went to overtime and that. We know what they're capable of, but again, they can't afford to perform the way they did in the Netball Cup. They can't afford for Bury to come out in the first 8 to 16 minutes, get on top, because then your job just gets 10 times harder. If they can stay in the game, there will be a chance for them to take advantage. I think Bury, the more the game is neck and neck, the more Bury potentially might get frustrated and stuff. We don't really see that of MK Dons. We don't really see like frustration building or them kind of getting wound up. Again, I think the first couple of quarters is going to be important for MK Dons. Stay in the game, make Bury work for the win, and if you find yourself a couple of points down or a couple of points up going into the back end of the game, I think you might just nick it.
Yeah.
I think Bury will probably get the win and set up a fantastic semi-final against Leeds Athletic. So my semi-finals will be Sutton Town Stars, Leeds, Bury, and then I would say, it's an interesting one. I'll be potentially Sutton Town Leeds final, mate.
Potentially. I do think that's what we're probably going to have as well.
Well, yeah, again, for me, this is probably one of the most open competitions we've done in a long time.
I'll tell you what's going to be the interesting one there: Sutton Town versus Stars. That's going to be.
No, Sutton Town versus Ribble is for me is the kind of
Sutton Town versus Stars, man.
If you're going to get an upset, that's where the upset's going to happen,
mate. Those two got something to prove from last time. That's all I'm saying.
Right, so 15s, last one.
Who do you think is going to win? Did you say?
I'm going to say. I'm going to say Leeds.
I'm going to go with Sutton Town then. I might as well carry it through. All right, under 14s. Leeds, Rich. All right.
Cool. And the last competition, and this is going to be an absolute barnstormer, and hopefully,
yes.
Hopefully, people come and watch. Please come and watch. Last season, on the 15s one, it was terrible turnout.
And the live stream, to be fair, mate. So
you had like literally the whole of the future.
Colin and and Hayden.
You had the future of netball all in one. By the way, as well, I'm telling you this now. If I see anyone live streaming games on the weekend, I'm just going to get Deborah to kick you out. I'm going to get Deborah to kick you out. Martin does not work this hard and put so much effort into what he does for people to come along and start live streaming games. Like, what? Like, how rude can you be? So please, you don't live stream games. It's ridiculous. Like, plus you haven't got permission.
Yeah.
Like, you just don't know if someone's. Why would you want to sit there and film?
Yes.
Like, it's just not a good look anyway. So just don't do it.
Enjoy the moment. Enjoy the game. And I guarantee the people who want you to live stream it is because they can't be bothered to put their hand in their pocket. So there you go.
Well, that's exactly what it is. That's exactly what it is.
There's also the problem, which has been identified in the England netball games because they didn't do it the right way, which is conversations you might be picking up and broadcasting out of people around you. So you need to safeguard the people around you as well, and that's why we do the live streams.
Yeah.
So.
No, we had the.
That's why the music's so loud there as well.
let's resist it, people.
You just turn your music down a bit, mate.
Oh,
a bit loud, mate. Sorry.
Painful.
Me and Richard get some fun comments. Here we go. Because they come up to me and they think it's me. I go, no, you need to speak to Richard. I know too well that when they walk over to you, I'm just like, oh, I'm gonna love this.
Yeah. Well, anyway, look, let's stay on track. Royals versus Chester. This is one of those games where I'm going to be sad to see any one of those teams lose. I think Royals have been amazing. We have great banter with Royals.
Phenomenal team, mate. Royals are just.
Well, they're just good fun. They've embraced every element of the league this season. Chester,
the league, mate. I said they win the league, and I'm telling you right now, I'm saying they're going to win this.
Oh, okay, that's interesting. Chester are.
I'm saying it right now. I have.
Well, Chester are veterans of this league.
Sorry, God.
Chester are veterans. They've been doing it since it begun.
Yeah.
So this is the 4th year in a row they've done it. Their highest position is 3rd.
Right.
Can they have the fairy tale ending on the final grand finals competition? Can they go on and win it?
If they did, to be fair. Like now you're reading all that out, it would be. But they're against Royals, mate. Royals are, they're firing on all cylinders.
This is what you pay your money for, like the Royals Chester game. It's a fantastic game.
Yeah, definitely.
But the winner of this will. So I'm going to say Royals. I'm going to say Royals will get the win. And I think they will play Leeds in the semi-final. This is a tough game for Magic. This particular Leeds team, I had to check the team sheet just to make sure who was playing. And I looked at it and went, oh, wow, them.
Yeah.
This Leeds team are absolutely incredible. Magic, again, hopefully, Izzy, who's going to be there. Hopefully they've got a plan in place. Hopefully they're watching the live streams. But a tough ask here for Magic. This Leeds team are. If put it this way, if Leeds go on to play Royals in a semi-final or Chester, what a great game! It doesn't matter who wins it. What a great game that's going to be. But if we have the Leeds Royals game, like the South and the North together, what a barnstormer that's going to be, because we've never seen these two teams play each other before.
Yeah, do you know what? And that's why I think Royals are going to take it, because there isn't much information on them. So you better go and watch these live streams that Royals have been playing. Yeah. Check them out, because like I said, they won the league. They literally are on fire. They should be called Royals Inferno.
Royals Fireballs.
Yeah. They are a phenomenal team, and I think Leeds are going to find it really hard. It's going to be again. I think it's going to be an extra time thing, and if not, well, it will be, and then it'll probably be golden goal as well. Royals.
Well, the thing about Royals is as well, they don't take any rubbish, so their players are more than capable of handling themselves. Please don't read too much into that. But I had someone email me the other day saying, when I say waste time, I don't encourage people to waste time. I'm just speaking in reality. Like, if you're 10 seconds behind and you're about to win a national tournament, why would you sling the ball back to your opponent? You're not going to do it. It's never going to happen in a trillion years.
Strategy.
It's not going to happen. Like, just get into the real world.
Well, do you know what? I got told by a few people and umpires, Northern are more physical than the Southern.
Oh, of course they are. Yeah.
Yeah. Royals, Royals can be physical if they need to be.
Yeah, that's the point I'm trying to make. If you think you can rough someone like Royals up, you ain't going to rough them up.
Again, they tick all the boxes, Royals, and I swear, man, I'm looking forward to it. I really, you know when you're like, put the napkin on, get a knife and fork. I'm ready. I'm ready for dinner. I'm ready.
Well, just make sure you're not facing away from the game, then, mine.
Do you know what? I might have to pull rank and just say, Jack, you have to deal with problems because I need to watch these games.
Yeah. If we go to the Oaksway game against Stars, it's going to be tough for Stars. Majority of that team are under 14s. Oaksway, they won the Northern Conference. I'm going to say an Oaksway win.
Yeah.
But no Stars team ever gets rolled over. So I really hope they give a good account of themselves. Good start, but maybe might disrupt Oaksway. We know in the past, you know, they can get emotionally attached to certain games, but I think for Oaksway, this is probably the perfect game for them, right? To get the competition underway. So an Oaksway win for me.
Warm up, is what you're saying.
Yeah, I don't want to put down Stars, but it is going to be tough, especially when Stars have a lot of under 14s players. But go get them. Prove us wrong. That's what sport's all about.
They've got a lot in the cabinet, mate. They can pull out a lot of. They got a lot of tactics and stuff. I don't care what age. Stars has always been a great team. So yeah.
Okay, so and Ryland Ribble. I love this game. To be fair, this is a good game. Ryland versus Ribble. Superb game. My emotional attachment is more to Ryland.
Ryland.
I've been working with them from the age of 11. Their team come to under 12s Netball Cup all those years ago. They were under 11s playing in an under 12, and I remember saying, "This is a team for the future." I think teams like Ryland and Chester in particular, they've been doing this since the beginning. And if one of them were to win it, it'd just be like wow, well done! Like you finally completed the mission. You got to the baddie and you won. But it will be tough for Ryland. I do believe they're favourites to win this game. Again, I think experience is key, and they should win again based on the experience in the league and competitions. But But if they do win, it won't be by a lot. It won't be no more than 5 points. So that tells you for me.
I'm expecting that in all these games. I'm not expecting there to be a massive points win. I'm expecting them all to be close. Like saying within 5 points anyway.
So I think a Royals lead semi-final, along with an Oaksway Ryland. I'm going to say, and it's probably a bit. I'm going to say an Oaksway Royals final.
That's what I was going to say. Mate. All right, then. So who do you think's going to win?
Do you know what? I'm going to go for Royals, mate.
Oh, I knew it. I knew you would. I knew it. Telling you, mate. I said it straight at the start. Honestly, this Royals team and Oaksway, well, no, you're an amazing team, mate. But honestly, I've literally watching the Royals play. You haven't got much to really look at on them. They've got lots to look at you, Oaksway, and I do think they tick all the boxes. And you know what? They're new to the league, and I'd love them to win the grand finals too, Royals, because it's that sort of maiden voyage, and I'd like to see Royals being in all your leagues from under 11s all the way up, because the coaches, the whole team, the way they act, the way they are, really nice people as well. I'd like to see them all over, and for them to do it would be. Oh, hang on. I knew it was going to be an Oldham thing. Richard, do you hate Oldham?
Do I hate Oldham?
I'm glad they put it at you, mate.
Definitely not. Again, someone said no. You just look at my social media and how much we celebrate Oldham. I don't know how you can come to that conclusion.
No, mate, we love Oldham, absolutely do, and yeah, but I no, well, F, who's F? Let us know what you believe is going to happen. Yeah,
I reckon it's one of the Oldham players.
Do you reckon?
Yeah.
One of the parents or one of the coaches. There you go. But again,
hey, if it's an Oldham player, get to bed. It's 20 to 10 at night.
Yeah, it's past Richard's bed time anyway. So
we're getting there. We're getting there. I've moved up a level. I try and go bed at 11 now, not 10.
Wow, I'm impressed.
Give myself a little extra hour in the day, but no, I definitely don't hate Oldham. Definitely not. I could tell you the team. I could if you want to have a chat with me, I could tell you the teams I do hate.
Oh.
I can give you the top 5 annoying ones. The top 5 I don't know, emotional ones.
Richard, don't go any further, mate. This could be incriminating. Just don't do it, because you know it's gonna kick off. Because everybody's gonna want to know. So,
well, maybe when we towards if the business goes to pot, we just do that to try and revive it again. Yeah.
A special live stream where we just literally don't care anymore. Right, we can let you know everything. There you go. Yes.
But no, it's going to be a great weekend again. As ever, please. I don't want to sound like I'm begging, but come on, support the girls. Let's have a good atmosphere. These events thrive off good atmospheres, and the girls thrive off a good atmosphere. The more support they have, the better they do. That's just basic, fundamental, psychological stuff. If you can't be there, watch it on the live stream. And looking forward to seeing who the ultimate champions are. And we can do something this season we've never done before. We can actually have an official standings of where teams come in each league.
Oh yeah.
So
and
official.
Colin will commentate on this as well because he'll be free, hopefully. So
yeah.
So definitely worth coming to. And if you can't watch it, if you can't be there live, watch it on the live stream. It's going to be. These are going to be amazing games to watch live, mate. Either bum on seat or facing screen, one or the other. It's going to be.
It's going to be brilliant. But all the programs come tomorrow. So I've got 200 programs coming, 52-page program. So please buy it. I spent absolutely hours doing it. So even if you don't want one, please buy one.
Mate, you do. Oh, mate, I love them. They're great. I love them.
Yeah. Again, looking forward to it. And it'd be a great way to end the season. It's been a long but very successful season. Hopefully it ends in the right manner and with the right just authentically, just an authentic ending, people accepting their defeats, people accepting the win. No, people actually enjoying the win, look like they enjoy the win. People accepting that they're just not good enough and they will accept the loss.
Yeah.
And people don't get any umpires back. It's just everyone just enjoy the netball.
Do you know what I've just noticed as well, by the way? Sorry to cut in. I've gone for an all-Southern win on all age groups.
Mate, put a pound on that and you'd be a multi-millionaire, mate.
I better not go north. I'm in trouble. I'm doing a Hayden. Yeah, do you know what?
I've got one, haven't I? One.
Yeah, you have. But I've literally gone Sutton Town all the way with Royals. So yeah, that's. But do you know what? Again, I agree with you. No excuses. This is top-notch, hardcore league action. Take your knocks. Lose with dignity. And you know what I mean? And when you win, celebrate. I love it. If anybody tells you shouldn't celebrate when you win, they're idiots. And I don't care who they say they are, they're freaking idiots. Sorry, mate. I hate it. How often do you see me getting annoyed? Because
sometimes my brother, I think online. I think people put videos up saying, "Why don't they shake the players' hands before celebrating?" I'm thinking, oh, bore off. Like it just bore off. Like you've just won a competition and you don't expect kids to run around like headless chickens.
Right, kids, adults, the whole lot celebrate.
Trust me,
win.
When I used to lose finals growing up, I ain't shaking no one's hand, mate. I'm walking straight off that pitch. See you later.
He still does that now when he loses on that bet.
But yeah, when I get rubbish numbers and stuff,
it's like, oh no, Richard's in the mood, everybody. Careful.
So yeah, look forward to seeing everyone at the weekend. And we'll be back in a few weeks' time to do the draw for the Netball Cup and stuff. So we'll have a little recap on what happened.
Yep. All right, everybody, don't forget to subscribe. We're on all the social media channels. Please turn up on the weekend. If you can't turn up, watch it on the live stream. And thank you for watching the review shows and commenting as well, especially. Have a good one. Thank you.